Calling the Merit System Commission to order. It is July 11th, 2024, 11:01. May I have a roll, please?
Mr. Kempe?
Here.
Mr. Rodehaver?
Here.
Mrs. Wasty?
Here. And everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
So approved. First item of business, certify and release entry-level police officer list. Thank you. Okay.
The one highlighted
Yes.
under the diploma, it was highlighted because the diploma wasn't attached. So, I mean, in the future, if they have other items to submit, they can submit them at that time.
Okay. Oh, not too bad. And did we make that passing score 60 or was it 70?
I believe it was 60? No.
I think it was 60. Okay, so those are the ones that we have on the list. Chief, you have not seen it. We have 8 names on the list, and 62.07 was the lowest score. Okay. Any questions from the commission?
No, ma'am.
Any motions?
I move that the presented list for entry-level police officer be certified and released.
Second.
Mr. Kempe?
Yes?
Mr. Rodehaver?
Yes.
Mrs. Wasty?
Yes. Any other business?
I can give you an update over what we spoke about last month. Talked to Martina on the phone for several minutes, and then I sent her an email. We kind of summarized what we were trying to figure out to do some research on, and sent her an email with basically 4 questions, and they are, can we run processes that don't have a specific end date, or maybe an end date that's a lot longer than we're used to running, with an advertisement that says until filled, maybe. And she's looking into that. Can we run more than one process at the same time? Because we're constantly having these empty spots, vacancies, lack of applications, lack of successful candidates going through the process, is it possible to run 2 processes simultaneously? She's looking into that. The ORC, so our merit service rules mention certain ORC codes that we follow. So we went through the ORC codes as far as competitive exam is defined. It's defined in the ORC. It doesn't have to be a written exam. It can be, as long as it is a competitive exam, it can be verbal, it can be interview style, it can be based off knowledge, skills, and abilities, as long as it is a scored process, open to everyone, conducted in a fair manner. And she's double checking on a couple things. The only spot that I could see in our merit service rules that mention written exam is that there's one spot that says if there is a cost for a written exam, that will go on the applicant. Every other mention that I could find just says competitive exam, which is the ORC definition. So we could, and last question was, if we have this kind of ongoing 3-month, 6-month until filled process, then how would we get the list of people to you to certify? And what we kicked around was maybe having like once a month during these meetings, hey, these are the applicants that we've got the last 30 days. This is their score from whatever process we're going to use, the panel interview, call it, and this is where they ended up. And get that list to you, then you can certify that portion of the list, and we just keep moving on, kind of thing. So she's doing some other background. She was on vacation. I sent her I talked to her, sent her the email. She was going on vacation, then I was going to go on vacation. So I told her there was no immediate need until the middle of July, maybe, to have some answers. So we should know something in the next couple of weeks. But that's kind of how I surmised what we were doing, what we wanted to do. It doesn't look like we'd have to change the rules. I think our rules, it is a change in practice from what we've done in the past, but I think our rules, the way they're written and the way they reference the ORC, allow for certain things like that to happen. So she's doing some checking, but I think she and I were pretty much on the same page, and there weren't any huge concerns while I was on the phone with her. If you had anything else we needed to address, I mean, I can do that with her when we start wrapping stuff up, but
That I'm aware of.
we could see the benefit, as I kind of talked through it with my colleagues. We could kind of see the benefit of running dual processes at the same time, because we're constantly having these vacancies we can never seem to get filled. There is an advantage to having entry-level processes. Like right now, there's one of the academies just started. There will be some other academies starting in September. We can see a positive to have that process running while at the same time, like a lateral entry process, so that we can fill the vacancies immediately that we need. So there's a benefit to doing dual processes or simultaneous processes, and it doesn't look like there's anything to prohibit that, as long as the group's okay with it. So
No, I'm good. You know, according to the ORC, an oral interview stands for a test.
I think some of our other cities around us are doing something in a similar fashion, and they are scoring they're getting an application, and then immediately, they're not waiting the 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. They're immediately starting to schedule like a panel interview, a board interview, and it's scored, and then the candidate moves on from there, kind of thing.
Okay, in cases like this, they have all their training and stuff prior to applying.
A lateral would, yeah,
Lateral would, but entry level,
would not.
we would still have to send them to the academy.
Right. Theoretically. So this entry level now, it includes, so our entry level includes bonus points if they have their APATA certificate already. So they're theoretically, so our lateral process, people have to be a cop for a year somewhere. We could theoretically catch somebody that was just getting out on an entry level. We could catch somebody that had their academy or is just getting out of the academy, but hasn't had their year of service in. So there is an entry-level process where we could grab somebody, hire somebody that didn't need the academy, but it's just a small sliver of time, usually. We have almost said kid. We have a young man starting the 22nd who will be finishing the academy, turning 21 and finishing the academy. He was off the last entry-level process. We made him a conditional offer, and he's successfully passed everything, and we're just waiting for him to turn 21 so we can hire him. So, but that's very, very rare, right? That sliver of time where someone's out of their 6-month academy and doesn't quite have a job yet, and so.
Now, I noticed in the paper today, the state is starting something like where all the departments can go to.
Yeah,
Is that going to be beneficial to the city?
should be. It's part of the Ohio Means Jobs portal. We logged on, tried to log on the other day just to see what it would look like and how it would work. If someone wants to work in a specific region, there's like a map function where they can see all the departments that are hiring around that. And then it takes them to a website or an application or something like that. So it could, I could also see it being a lot more competition for us. Right? Someone that saw our ad on the internet now gets on that website and goes, ooh, no, there's 4 other agencies that are hiring there. Ooh, this agency might pay a little more, or they've got this cool kid schedule where they only work, 2 weeks a year or something, whatever it is. So.
Okay.
Could be beneficial, could up the competition for municipalities competing for people, so
Aren't we competing for them now?
here we are.
Anything else?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Any other business? Meeting adjourned at 11:11.